Hello guys, it's Amanda and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Today I got a whole new little setup going. Right now I'm actually in my bedroom. I just wanted a different setup today. I felt like getting more cozy with this video. I have my tea here. It's a great day. So today's video I'm going to be doing a little book haul because I have not done a book haul in quite some time and I have a lot of books that I need to talk about. So let's get right into it. So I am drinking some Irish breakfast tea and it's not breakfast time. Honestly, Irish breakfast tea is one of my favorite teas of all time. I don't know what it is about it, but I just love it so much. And I'm drinking it in my Beauty and the Beast mug. And on the other side, it says Bell's Public Library. And it's one of my favorite mugs. I have a total of 9. I couldn't have made it 10, could I? I have a total of 9 books with me. These are books that I've just gotten over the past maybe 2 to 3-ish months. A lot of them were from Christmas, some of them were from my birthday. Others I've just picked up along the way. So we have a very kind of wide variety here of genres and let's just get straight into it. And this is in no particular order. I don't remember when each one was bought. I don't know. So the first book I have here is Threadneedle by Cari Thomas. This book, honestly, it was just on one of the tables in Barnes & Noble and I picked it up because it looked pretty. It actually it came out in like 2021. I thought it was a new release, but it came out in 2021 and I really don't know anything about it. I read the back and all I saw was magic, London, and magical libraries. That's really all I need to go on. Again, I have no clue what this is about. The back doesn't say much. Anna's aunt has always warned her of the dangers of magic and its deadly consequences. She counts down the days to the ceremony that will bind her magic forever. That is, until she meets Effie and Addis. They open her eyes to a London she never knew existed. One filled with magical shops, a secret library where the librarian feeds off words, and clubs where revelers lose themselves in the haze of spells. But as Anna is swept deeper into this world, she begins to wonder if her aunt was right all along. Is magic a gift or a curse? This just sounds so pretty and so cozy, and I think this was in the adult fantasy section, so I think this is an adult book. And it was like Barnes & Noble's book club pick of February, I guess. I don't know. But it looks so pretty and it is big-ish of a book. There is almost 600 pages, but it looks so cool and it looks so it looks so cozy. Oh, I love how the sun is coming in. It is the 21st of February as I'm filming this, and I'm already so ready for spring. The sun is shining, and it was just raining. Now the sun has come back out after the rain, and I want spring so badly. Okay, the next book I got here is a book that I've been meaning to get for a very long time, and that is Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno-Garcia. I've heard many things about this. I've always really wanted to read it, but my final straw was when my singing teacher, Katrina, actually said that I would really love it, so I had to pick it up for myself. This is a Gothic tale, as says by the title. From what I know, it takes place in 1950s Mexico. I've heard it somewhat compared to Edgar Allan Poe's The Fall of the House of Usher, somewhat on those lines. I could be completely wrong. I do really want to read this. The inside cover looks gorgeous. After receiving a frantic letter from her newlywed cousin, Naomi heads to High Place, a distant house in the Mexican countryside. Naomi is an unlikely rescuer. She is tough, smart, and not afraid. Not of her cousin's new English husband, a stranger who is both menacing and alluring. Not of his father, the ancient patriarch who seems fascinated by Naomi. And not even the house itself, which begins to invade Naomi's dreams with visions of blood and doom. Naomi's only ally is the inhospitable place is the family's youngest son, but he too may be hiding a dark secret. As Naomi begins unearth stories of violence and madness, she is slowly drawn into a terrifying yet seductive world, a world that may be impossible to escape. I feel like I would read this more towards the summer. It feels like a really quick, fast summer read. Again, you know me, I love horror, I love anything Gothic, so I think I'm really going to like this book, and I can't wait to dive into it. Again, I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but hopefully soon. The next book here, this book is my favorite book of all time. I have not even read it yet, but it's just too pretty and it's going somewhere in my room after. It's not even going on the bookshelves. It's going to be displayed out, and that is Kristen Chenoweth's new book, I Am No Philosopher, But I've Got Thoughts. Our Lord and Savior, Kristen Chenoweth. Do I have to say anything more? So I think this is Kristen's second book. I may be wrong, but I actually am currently reading Kristen's other book, which is a little bit wicked. This was first put out back in like 2009. It just looks gorgeous. Like, look at that. It is too gorgeous. It's pink. It matches everything. There's more not illustrations, but more graphics and really cool things inside. Oh. I cannot wait to dive into this. I think I am going to start this one after I finish the other book, which I'm very close to finishing. Kristen Chenoweth. If you don't know who Kristen Chenoweth is, get out. She's been such an inspiration to me, especially being me, 5'1", really tiny. And just, she's been a really inspiration to me throughout my entire acting and singing career, and still is to this day, and I really look up to this woman, so I cannot wait to continue reading her books. I love her so much. Kristen Chenoweth. So this book I actually just got yesterday. This book, I've heard it compared to a mixture of The Nutcracker, Beauty and the Beast, and Phantom of the Opera all into one. That's the best thing I've ever heard of, and that is Nocturne by Alyssa West. Again, cover. All these covers are gorgeous. This I literally just picked up because I knew it was compared to those three things, which are three of my favorite things ever. And I know that this is taking after the Great Depression, and it's about a ballerina in 1930s Chicago. Growing up in Chicago's Little Sicily, in the years following the Great War, Grace Dragata has always wanted to be a ballerina, ever since she first peered through the windows of the Near North Ballet Company. So when Grace is orphaned, she chooses ballet as her home, imagining herself forever consumed in the transcendent world of light and beauty, so different from her poor immigrant upbringing. Years later, with the Great Depression in full swing, Grace has become the company's new prima ballerina, though achieving her long-held dream is not the triumph she once envisioned. Time and familiarity have tarnished that shining vision, and her new position means the loss of her best friend in the world. Then she attracts the attention of Master Leroux as her personal patron, and realizes the world is not as small or constricted as she had come to fear. Who is her mysterious patron, and what does he want from her? As Grace begins to unlock the Master's secrets, she discovers that there is a beauty in darkness as well as light, finds that true friendship cannot be broken by time or distance, and realizes there may be another way entirely to achieve the transcendence she has always sought. I feel it's going to be really dear to my heart because if you guys did not know, I was actually first a ballerina before I was a musical theater actress and singer. I did ballet for I think 8 years. That was really my first true passion, was ballet. I always wanted to just be a prima ballerina my entire life. And then I found out, oh wait, singing's way better. But I was in The Nutcracker for 8 years straight. And so I really think this is going to bring back those old memories. And it's a very short book. It's only like 200 pages long. So I want to just have a day where it's raining, it's gross out, and I just want to sit with tea and read this book. Next up, speaking of Phantom of the Opera, I have The Phantom of the Opera. This is my first ever copy of The Phantom of the Opera in the translated form. My friend actually got this for me for Valentine's Day, and as you know, Phantom of the Opera is one of my favorite things of all time. Hopefully one day meet the Phantom of the Opera, my dearest angel of music. The next book I have here is actually technically 3 books in one, but that is the Night Trilogy by Elie Wiesel. This is actually what I'm reading in school right now. This is a story of a young man who survived the Holocaust, and it's a very, very powerful read. The next book I have here is a book that's been very popular in the booktube community right now, and that is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. It is almost as if this is a journal. It's like a journal of Emily Wilde and all of her findings of fairies. Cambridge professor Emily Wilde is a genius scholar who is writing the world's first encyclopedia of fairy lore, and Emily lives for her work. She empathetically prefers the company of her books, her dog, Shadow, and the fair folk to other people. So when she arrives in the hardscrabble village in the far north, Emily wishes only to focus on her studies. She certainly doesn't have time for another new arrival, her dashing and insufferably handsome academic rival, Wendell Bambley, who manages to charm the townsfolk, muddle Emily's research, and utterly confound and frustrate her. But as Emily gets closer and closer to uncovering the secrets of the Hidden Ones, the most exclusive of all the fairies, lurking in the shadowy forest outside the town, she also finds herself on the trail of another mystery. Who is Wendell Bambley, and what does he really want? To find the answer, she must unlock the greatest mystery of all, her own heart. I'm gonna read this little splurb on the back here. Is by Melissa Albert, author of The Hazel Wood, and she says, "A book so endlessly enchanting, so rich and complete and wise. Heather Fawcett found Emily Wilde's journal in some sea-stained trunk. I'm jealous of everyone who gets to read it for the first time." And the last book I have here is Candide by Voltaire. This is another book I'm reading for school. One of the finest satires ever written, Voltaire's Candide savagely skewers this very optimistic approach to life as a shamefully inadequate response to human suffering. The swift and lively tale follows the absurdly melodramatic adventures of a youthful Candide who is forced into the army, flogged, shipwrecked, betrayed, robbed, separated from his beloved, and tortured by the Inquisition. As Candide witnesses calamity upon calamity, he begins to discover that all is not always the best. Fun! I think those are all the books that I have to mention. Now I just have to figure out which ones to read first, which is gonna be hard, honestly. So I think that is going to be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed, please hit the like button, hit subscribe if you have not already, and click the notification bell so you'll be notified every single time I upload. And if you want to find me anywhere else, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, GoodReads, Pinterest, and in between the pages of a book. As always, remember to be the Captain Jack Sparrow of your story, and may your compass lead you to amazing things. And I'll just see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.